We got all comfortable up here in Bochum in the nice venue, so we can perfectly see what's going on here on the Friday leading up to the event. Now it's time to talk about decks, because we've just seen some new releases shaking up the metagame.
Yeah, absolutely. The main card that everyone's going to be talking about is Electromite, that was recently released in Extreme Force. Made a big impact in the OCG with the Link Brains pack, and now we got it in Extreme Force, and it's just rocketed Pendulum all the way to the top.
So Thomas, you're the expert here. How exactly is that card making such a big difference? Why is the deck suddenly so popular and so strong again?
Well, it gives the deck easy access to search for any Pendulum tools that it needs to find. It gives draw power, it gives searching. Even despite the recent Forbidden and Limited list that tried to take a notch off that deck, it's absolutely the deck to beat right now.
And I heard from some players that were signing up earlier today. They said it's really hard to make the right choice because there are even different variants of this deck running around.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing with the Pendulum deck right now, well, generally FTK decks, you have a single strategy, and that's your only strategy during a match, and it's very obvious.
Like hit or miss, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very much hit or miss. Whereas this Pendulum Magician deck is only a few cards different to make it between a regular Pendulum Magician deck and the first turn variant, which makes it really tough to identify when you're playing against it.
And I think we've never seen that before. Like, at least I can't think of a different deck that was able to accomplish that.
The closest.
Maybe you?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, the closest I could think of is way back in 2005 was, or maybe 5 and 7, I get mixed up, was the Diamond Do Turbo Magical Explosion deck.
All right.
You had a single deck that you would side deck 15 cards out and 15 cards in to change it between.
But not as
nowhere near as fluid. It was like
right.
the Pendulum deck is just a couple cards different, whereas that was a full 15.
Yeah.
That was your entire side deck going in and out to change the deck.
So we have one deck with a very big target on its head. What else is there? What other decks can you play this weekend?
I expect to see a strong showing from Trickstar. It's seen a lot of favor with a lot of duelists, partly because it's fairly easy to pick up and play. If you're not familiar with a lot of the combo strategies, Trickstar's quite forgiving. You have power plays from things like Scapegoats, and even the Trickstar Reincarnation Draw and Lock combo can absolutely blow someone out.
We've actually seen that in Prague. Some very nice combos with that deck, so I like that a lot. Anything else?
I was gonna say the same thing. That's another time where there's a combo in a deck that really finishes a game that doesn't really need too much difference in your deck to make it happen.
It reminds me of Gravekeepers, when you could empty your opponent's hand, but it's not like you had to have it. It's like just an extra option.
Yeah, it was just part of the deck anyway. It was just a part of the general package. Whereas usually like Magical Explosion kind of deals, that kind of game-ending plays, your entire deck had to go towards it.
So if we word it in a question, is the question this weekend, are you going to play Pendulum Magicians or not? Or is there a different story where you say, Thomas, this is also something that people should be exploring?
I think there's certainly a lot of ground to be explored with the True Dracos right now, particularly with the conventional Pendulum Magician deck. They can be very susceptible to the True Draco player either playing first with Floodgate traps like the Monarch's Erupt and Skill Drain, or even playing second with a normal summoned Amano Ewato can absolutely turn off all of the negations that the Pendulum player can turn out on their first turn. But if we do see the first turn kill variant being much more popular, the True Draco player has nothing there. They can't play hand traps in the main deck with Card of Demise, so if they lose the die roll against an FTK Pendulum player, they've got nothing.
Oh, okay. So deck building is going to be more important than ever this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's really important.
So it definitely sounds like we got an interesting metagame shaping up for this event. Yeah. Is there anything else, Luke, that you want to add?
As always, we do our votes for what we think is going to win and what we would like to win. So those are two different worlds away, as far as I'm concerned, for me anyway. So I definitely think that we're going to see some kind of Pendulum variant, make a really big impact. But I would love to see Mech Knights.
Mech Knights?
Yeah. I think they would be really cool to see.
I have to say, after what went down in Prague, to be honest, I loved seeing Trickster do as well. And the combo, when we saw that for the first time ever on the coverage, that was one of those memories that I still carry with me. And especially in Bochum, where everything is like one gigantic mega event in your head. That would be something that would have stood out. So that's why I'm picking that deck.
Having had the Trickstar Draw and Lock combo happen to me, it's absolutely not what I want to see win the event.
Okay.
Personally, I'd love to see something really out of left field, like a Shadow Dinosaur deck coming in. I love Shadow Fusion. I really miss having Shadows as a big part of the game. I enjoyed those formats. But as a prediction, it's got to go to Pendulum, and I think that the FTK build just has the edge for this event.
All right, guys, you can tell this guy, he's won a YCS before. He says this is what I would be playing. This is the correct choice for the weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if some of the other big name players would be making the same choice this weekend. Of course, you're going to see all of that and more in the feature matches that are up and coming in just a few minutes. So we're going to be right back with more action live from YCS Bochum 2018.